Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome. We are with Jezreel Ramirez this morning of the Resource Center in Avondale, Arizona. And I'm so delighted to introduce Jezreel to everyone this morning. He is the coordinator of the Resource Center and Family Services Department with the City of Avondale in Maricopa County. And before beginning in the public sector, he's worked with a lot of different nonprofit agencies from throughout the state of Arizona. He is experienced in community advocacy as a paralegal with community legal services, promotion of healthcare careers and adult education with the Regional Center for Border Health. And he's also a community relations supervisor with Goodwill in Central and Northern Arizona. Right now, he's pursuing his bachelor's in business management from Grand Canyon University. And he also holds certifications in medical interpretation from U of A and the Veterans at Work certificate. So we are so excited to introduce you this morning, Jezreel. Thank you for being here. I want to hear all about Avondale's Resource Center and what it has to offer.
Great, definitely. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you everybody for joining this session and just having this opportunity to share with everybody. I want to thank you for the invite. And obviously it's very important to know and understand what are the gaps in our community, what are the things that need to be filled, and what resources are there, what is out there that can help our families, that can help you as a mom, as a dad, somebody that's looking for some resources for their families. So I'm going to dive right into who I am. I am Jezreel Ramirez, as Sarah said. I'm the Resource Center Coordinator for the Arizona Complete Health Avondale Resource Center. And to give you I guess I can call it a sneak peek of who we are and what we do is we are located in the Avondale area, and we serve members in Avondale, Goodyear, and Litchfield Park. However, we're not just like restricted to that region. We're able to serve as many people as possible from the entire state, Maricopa County and the entire state. So I got a video for you, and I want to share with you this video. And let's watch this short clip of our Resource Center.
Welcome to the Arizona Complete Health Avondale Resource Center. We're thrilled to share this new resource with the community. It's a health and human services hub for the entire Southwest Valley. The design for the new Resource Center was very intentional. We worked closely with an architect firm to make sure that we created a warm and welcoming environment. You'll see some wood features that continue from the overhang over the front of the building and continue on into the lobby. As guests walk into our new Resource Center, they'll be greeted by very friendly staff who welcome them and get them connected to the resources and services that they need. The new Resource Center has a lot of intentional spaces. We have a very welcoming lobby area with an opportunity for families to visit with their kids and wait before they're invited into the Resource Center. We have a phenomenal dining hall that has great views of the Estrella Mountains in the backyard area. We also have some green space for families, seniors to walk and enjoy the outdoors. There's also a number of conference rooms in the building. It's flexible space that's available for our staff and for our community partners. Staff and partners are really thrilled to be moving into this new space. This will provide a more comprehensive set of services under one roof. The opportunity to collaborate, work closely with partners, it's just going to be phenomenal. We're so grateful for our partnership with Arizona Complete Health and First Things First. Without them, this Resource Center wouldn't be possible.
All right, and that was just a sneak peek of, the center. This video was shot about 2 or 3 months ago as we were just coming into the new building. But I'm not really here, I wasn't invited here to just talk about the building and its great facilities and the great place that we have as a city entity for the surrounding areas, but more as to what type of services and what type of partners do we host and we're able to connect with you and your needs. And so the place itself is considered and it's designated as a safe place for families and teenagers and There's youth programming, and there's senior center services as well, all embedded within the center. But the idea came to us over 10 years ago as a collaboration with a health plan, a couple of city officials, and just people with really good ideas of bringing in as many partners to one place versus, when you're asked to go to visit a resource site or visit an office somewhere, and then they ask you to go visit all these different entities to sign up for all these programs or classes or whatnot. So it could be hard on somebody that doesn't have transportation or time to go take care of all the things that you have to take care of. And so the Resource Center, the idea was that, it's a one-stop shop, it's a one-stop hub, and it's a place of hope. And so every time somebody comes into our center, and I'll go over hours of operation and days of the week, but basically when somebody comes into the center, we ask them to fill an intake form. And on this intake form, we have their basic information, their contact information, but we also have a little bit more. We have some options of services that we provide. So if somebody just comes in and says, I want more information about what you offer in the center, they're able to see all the different services that we offer. And I hate reading a list because I know a lot of this stuff, I just don't want to forget it. But if you need assistance to apply for access or SNAP benefits or cash assistance through the state programs, you can come into the center, request an appointment, and you will be seen one-on-one, and they will assist you at no cost to you. They will help you fill out all the forms, all the online stuff and information to apply for access and health insurance and SNAP benefits. If you need help with learning English, right? Advancing your English skills, there is a partner that is able to provide those English classes or opportunities to develop your English. Parent support classes and parent support is a big component from the First Things First initiative. It is to provide parents that have kids 0 to 5 years of age with some skills as far as teaching them how to read at a very early age and how to develop their sensory skills and how to, just do the real basic things at home, like learning to do a couple of follow instructions and how are kids being raised. And I'm not an expert in that subject, but we have family service specialists that are able to walk one-on-one with each parent that is coming in and provide them that support. That same program offers hearing screenings and vision screenings for children that are 0 to 5 years of age. And we do get referrals from all across the county. Anywhere from different cities, they will come down here specifically to get a hearing or a vision screening. We're also able to provide individuals with rental, utility, mortgage, water assistance during the COVID pandemic. A little bit pre and post COVID, we have received so many requests for financial assistance. And through the CARES Act funding, there was over $6 million that we have been able to place in families' hands, over 1,600 families throughout the region that have received that help, that one-time support to pay their rent or pay their mortgage, give them that hand up. There are classes tied into them. As people receive their financial assistance, they're offered an opportunity to learn more about their financial literacy, right? Opportunities, and find out how, what does a savings account look like? What happens when another pandemic hits or an emergency comes down again to our households? How are we going? Are we ready? Are we prepared, right, to address those issues? And so there's that support that we offer to the parents. And then domestic violence victims, if somebody is in danger of their life and they're either referred by the local authorities, they will come in, either men or women or kids, and we'll offer that safe place and also an opportunity to speak to a counselor and then take the next step in finding a safer place for them, a short-term and a long-term place. Again, all of these are different services and partners that are housed in here at the Resource Center. People are having issues with addictions and substance abuse and alcoholism. We may not have somebody on site the day that they walk in, but we'll make sure that we can connect them to the right service. Veteran services. Veterans take 10% of our population in the United States and in Arizona and in Maricopa County. There's over 500,000 veterans in the state of Arizona. And we may think that they are connected. If you're a veteran, you're connected to the VA, you're connected to a couple of benefits, but there's so many hidden services that are out there for veterans and their family members. And veterans that have served, active duty, and retirees, they all have different services that they're eligible for, and they just don't know that they exist. And so we want to be that resource for them as well and connect them to the right place. If you want to buy a home, we have the first time home buyer program, which is a collaboration with Trellis, and Trellis is able to provide families with educational components, teaching parents how to prepare for buying their first home. And then there's some incentives as well. Within the City of Avondale, there's a benefit up to $10,000 for down payment assistance if you buy within the City of Avondale. And you have to meet certain guidelines and certain eligibility criteria. But if you go through this program, the first time homebuyers program, you're able to receive that assistance. And that would be here at the Avondale Resource Center. The list continues: smoking cessation courses, GED, adult education opportunities, and vocational training opportunities. I don't know if you in the video, if you got a snapshot of it, but we have Goodwill. We have the Goodwill Career Services as a partner with the Resource Center, and we have a virtual site. I call it virtual. We have the actual hardware. We have the computer components. We don't have a job coach on site, but we have a virtual coach. So if somebody's looking for a job or looking to, freshen up their computer skills, they log into the computer center here at the Resource Center. They can pick up a phone that's connected to the computer, and they can talk to a Goodwill job coach. And they can go through their resume. They can go through their application process, some computer classes at no cost. All this stuff is at no cost. It's covered by a program, a grant, or by Goodwill themselves. So again, all these are opportunities that are available if people just call us or come to the center. We're able to connect them to that next step. Another big partner in the Resource Center is the Adelante Healthcare, and they provide the WIC. And so if if you have women, you're a woman and you have a newborn baby, or you're expecting the baby and you need to sign up for WIC, which is the Women, Infant, and Children benefits that provide nutrition assistance, educational support, a registered dietitian that'll walk with you one-on-one as you progress into your 4th trimester, right? And after, as you see your infants grow. So the WIC offices are located here as well. How much more can I cover? We collaborate every week with different local partners, with the food banks, and with our local authorities as far as where is the gap. And so the reason I showed this little piece of paper at the beginning is when people come into the center, if there's something that they select or they write, there's a blank space, and they mention something that we don't have access to, then we want to reach out to somebody that may know a partner or may know an agency. And that's where you come in. So if you'd like to be a part of our directory or be a part of our partners directory, please reach out to me. I'll share here at the end my phone number and my email, but we want to expand our directory of services and the people that serve anybody in the community. So that said, thank you for all these comments. I've been reading as they come in, but it's every day is definitely a new opportunity to serve people and that come in from all walks of life. Every day we have 92 families moving into Phoenix. For this year, we have 92 individuals that are moving into the Phoenix area. So what does that mean? We have a diverse population, but it also means that we're gonna start seeing an increase in needs of housing, education, transportation. And so we wanna be that beacon of hope. We wanna be that place in the West Valley that we can serve our members. So if you have families in Peoria, I know you said you're in Arcadia, but if you have just knowing, right? Like knowledge is so powerful that if you're on the other side of town, but you know that somebody's coming to the West Valley, please use us as a resource and definitely connect with what we're able to do. And so that was a brief snapshot of what we're able to do. And our goal this year is to continue to expand the services to as many community members and individuals and families as possible. In 2019, we saw the most amount of families and individuals. We saw 65,000 people that came through our doors, 2019. I say that number because in 2020, we moved into the new building, but we also were in the middle of COVID. And so our numbers and the people that we served dropped dramatically and drastically, but we're seeing the increase again in people that need help. They are reaching out to us. And so that's what I would like to share with you today. And
that is amazing.
yeah.
Can I ask, I would love
Please.
to put your phone number and or an email on our Facebook page as a comment. Would
Okay.
you be able to provide that in the chat for me?
Oh, I'm putting it out here.
Or are you going to put it up here? Perfect. Look at that. Look at that.
So
Great
there is our address, and then you can see our number there as well. Basically, this is the one number where people can call, 623-333-2703. They can address their concerns, their issues. We have calls from Flagstaff, from Yuma, from Tucson, because like I said earlier, people are moving here, and people have family members or friends that are moving to Phoenix, and there's just so many requests. And I guess what I do want to mention as this stream, expands and reaches to whoever it needs to reach out to, the biggest gap is affordable housing. We've been able to see that healthcare is available, transportation is available, many resources to help families with utilities, with emergency costs, right? There's a group, there's a church, there's somebody that's able to help. But specifically for affordable housing, that's something that's very much needed, and it's definitely a gap in our area. And I don't know how many of you are probably experiencing the same in your areas as you see the rent prices increase, the buying power now is less because you need to make a lot more money or have a lot more saved or have cash on hand to be able to buy homes too. So, we're seeing that. I guess everybody's seeing that as well. But that's one of the biggest gaps that we see.
I have a question here in the chat. I'm curious if you have breastfeeding partners and services.
So that's a great question. I would say that the best connected service would be through the WIC program. But if you're not eligible for WIC or you don't want to apply for WIC, there are two other programs that are connected. In other words, they're referred through WIC, and we're able to find those partners for you here in the Maricopa County. Within our own center, the Family Services Division, we have funds to provide families with, like, the initial start off with diapers and formula and things like that. And I'm sure that the breast pump question, that could come into play as well as a special request. So there are some other programs that are not necessarily WIC that families could apply for as well. That was a good question.
I just step away and take a call. Are we still doing questions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So a dream of mine, Jezreel, and I don't know if this would be a good fit since it sounds like some of the other services for this population are through WIC, but I've always dreamt of trying to get a grant to provide public health services for women that aren't able to afford most public health PTs, especially the more experienced ones that have, are specializing in pregnancy and postpartum, are cash pay. And I know that's not feasible for everyone. And we try to do, packages and payment plans and all that kind of stuff, but trying to maybe set up a grant so there would be almost no out-of-pocket cost to them. Is that anything that you guys have going, would be a good partner for? What are your thoughts?
So I think that once we're done with the meeting, if you'd like to connect offline and we can schedule a call and talk about what that looks like, I'll be more than happy to share with you some good resources that we have in Avondale and also in other cities too, as far as funding opportunities. So yes.
That sounds wonderful. Grant writing's a scotch out of my depth, but I would love to connect and brainstorm. So I'm going to pop my cell phone number in the chat.
Great. Thank you, Amy.
Awesome.
And on Facebook, if there's any questions, feel free to.
Yeah, I'm polling now. I'm trying to see if there's anything on there.
I have a question, Jezreel. How do if a family just walked into your building and needed, I don't even any of the services that you offer, is there a qualification process, or how is a person able to get assistance through you?
So that's a great question. And the question is there an eligibility, right, or a qualification process? Really the biggest qualification is if there is a need, because each program or each service, they may be funded through different either federal grants or state grants or some local, even nonprofit or private grants. And so some of them do not have any specific requirements, like citizenship requirements, eligibility, income requirements, or residence, or zip code requirements. Some of them do not have any, and some of them we will ask for additional documentation depending on the program that they are seeking and they're requesting. And we will never turn anybody away. We will try and find out if they don't have the document or they don't have the eligibility. We will connect them to the next best resource or the next best organization that can assist them. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, thank you. That's amazing. So I'm interested, because we're the 4th trimester, what type of postpartum for itty bitty babies beyond WIC and their parents do you guys provide? Can you tell us a little bit about that kind of stage of life?
Sure. Something that comes up immediately right now to my mind is when you have a baby and you need to transport him or her and you need a car seat. So we have a car seat program. It's designed for all families. Again, this is a referral program from the entire state. We have families coming in from all parts of the state. And so what you're able to do is, I know at the hospital you need to have a car seat as well. So what we do is we offer educational sessions. Anybody that is expecting or is about to have a baby, to come in and take a session. They're about an hour long, and they're like the basics of car seat safety, how to properly fasten the safety belts or the car seats or booster seats as well. And so once they take the class and they, the individual, the family member expresses that they need a car seat, there is a grant that's able to provide them with free, boxed up brand new car seat for each member that needs it. In fact, our family service specialist will actually walk out to the car and install it, take it out of the box and install it for the family member, make sure that it's going to be in good condition. And so there's no eligibility you really just need to have a baby and you need a car seat. So we've had local authorities, police officers, they've been referring families over to take the class and then be able to obtain a car seat. That's like something that just came to my mind. Other than that, I have to piggyback back on Adelante Healthcare and the WIC program. WIC is one of the primary providers, and I don't have any additional information, but I can get it for you if can't do it right now. But
No, that's
I can get
awesome.
it for you later.
I love the car seat program. I think that's so wonderful. I know I've been in that position of, I went into labor early and I had my baby prematurely, right? And I was out on the west side actually, and I didn't have a car seat yet, right? My older car seats had expired. We weren't expecting to have our baby that early. So here we are stuck at the hospital with no car seat. And right, like, what do you do? So I love the fact that you can.
I didn't even know that car seats expire. Like there's there's an expiration date. Sometimes as I grew up, it was like, mom used this, so she gave it to her sister and then, passed it on for all the cousins. And it's like a big no-no. So,
well, and especially here in Arizona when, our cars are sitting outside in the heat all summer, and car seats are plastic, right? I mean, things decay, and we don't want to obviously jeopardize the safety of our babies.
They're not super
And
cheap.
they're a pretty penny. Yes. I love that. That is so cool. And I can't speak more highly of WIC. I love Adelante WIC in particular. And there's a lot of other WICs in the vicinity. I know there's Maricopa WIC and Mountain Park. So I love that Adelante is partnering with you guys and is in your space as well. It's beautiful. I know that I've had many families helped by just the nutrition assistants getting some food for themselves and for their baby if they need formula. Or if they need breastfeeding help. I know that they have lactation help there. So yeah, to piggyback on your question, Megan, about breastfeeding help. So it's amazing. What other questions do we all have today? Let me go back and check on Facebook. Let's see, I'm not seeing any.
Jezreel, how are people learning about you?
Great question. So we are on social media as much as we can, Facebook, Instagram, and some Twitter accounts through the City of Avondale. But you know what? The people that we have served, word of mouth is really good. So the people that we have served is traveling fast. And then our partners. So First Things First does a lot of marketing for us. And then the Arizona Complete Health Plan also does a lot of marketing through our senior centers. And then just branding throughout the social media still, right? And then we have health. We're going to have health fairs, community fairs, and want to get more involved as far as letting the people know that we exist and what we do and what we're here for. So we do collaborate with local churches. We collaborate with the different Boys and Girls Clubs. I mean, just different entities that are out here in the community. We're slowly, right, branding ourselves back again as we had a different name. We were the Care First Resource Center for 10 plus years. And then just recently we became the Arizona Complete Health Resource Center. So that's how we do it. Another question is, are there similar programs in other cities if we can't make it to Avondale? Yes, there is. There are programs in Surprise. I'm sure there are programs in Peoria as well, and parts of Scottsdale. What you can do is if you go to our website, avondaleaz.gov, that's the City of Avondale website. So avondaleaz.gov/CAP, CAP, like a baseball cap. And that'll direct you to our Community Action Program office, which is the office that provides utility assistance and rental assistance. But in that same link, you'll be able to see, if they're not on that exact page, there will be a link to an application, and you can see if you're not into that, if you don't fall in our region, then what other offices are out there. So many of the CAP offices are housed in the resource centers as well. It's a long answer for a short question, but yeah, you can find it there.
That's awesome. So I was madly typing it in the Facebook comments to make sure everybody could have access to that website. That is amazing. I'm just, honestly, my mind is blown by all of these resources and all in one place. And I love that concept of a one-stop shop where you are not bounced all over town, which we all know is extremely difficult when you might not even have reliable transportation and you're utilizing the city bus system, or you're utilizing, the ride share programs or rides because of healthcare needs back and forth to appointments. I mean, that's not practical for a lot of people. And so I love that you can go to your resource center and just have it all in one spot and you can find everything you need. So I'm not cutting us off for questions by any means, but I want to just take this opportunity to thank you again for being here and for sharing all of this. I would never have known that this existed. And it feels like something I should have known about. So you can be sure that word of mouth will continue from us sharing out this resource. Do you have any in-person events coming up that we might want to tap into or that would be useful for families in our community?
So there are two events. There is a car show event, June 12th, and I can put that information in the chat here. There's a car show on June 12th, actually. And that's actually for parents. So all dads, fathers, because it's like a Father's Day / health fair for Men's Day resource
That's
fair.
amazing.
Yeah, it should be fun. And it is going to be hosted in one of the warehouses off of Dysart, off of Flight. Like I said, I'll try and get this here. If not, is it okay, Sarah, if I email you maybe the flyers and then you can go out to the
Absolutely.
community?
Yeah,
And-
please do.
Yeah, that's June 12th. And then the other event is June 26th. I'm killing myself with my dates here. Yeah, it is. The
I
26th.
put you on the spot, so.
And that's actually the Backpacks and More final registration. So every year we collaborate with local partners to provide backpacks that are full of supplies and 2 uniforms to families that are in need and that live in Avondale, Goodyear, or Litchfield Park and parts of Tolleson. And so that's a collaboration with the Salvation Army, a couple of local churches, the Agua Fria Food Bank, and ourselves. And so every year we've been able to help almost 1,200 students with uniforms and a backpack and school supplies. So this year won't be different. So if you want more information about that, I will send that as well to you, Sarah.
That's
Okay, so the
amazing. Thank
car show and the
you.
backpacks and more. Yeah, definitely.
Can you go if you're not a dad to the car show?
Yes, you can
Okay.
go if you
All
want.
right. Okay. Just making sure.
It's open to everybody.
That is amazing. I think there needs to be more for dads, and that's definitely something that's been on our mind as 4th trimester, because dads are integral to raising our children. And we kind of, into the distance, right? And
Yeah.
they're not recognized, let alone
Sure.
held up and supported in that role as a dad. And so I love that you are targeting that audience and having things just for them. I think that is
Yeah.
really, really neat.
That's so true. Many times as you're a dad, right,
Right?
you think that your job is to bring the cheese, right? Bring the money,
Yep.
cover the bills, and then work on the car and then take care of the house. But there's much more to that. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally agree with
Absolutely. Your kids need you. That is amazing. Well, thank you for your contact information here. I see in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and Megan, why don't we pop us off of Facebook Live and we can have an opportunity to ask some more questions. Thank you.